Unbelievable. Not what I expected, but there we go. But, well, what a win. What a win, eh, chaps? Let's have a quick look at some stats. And obviously 4-0. What have we done? 13 total shots, 5 on target, 5 off target. The rest would have been blocked probably. 3 shots blocked. 3 clear-cut chances, 3 corners, 3 good saves by Rushworth. A couple of yellow cards. Maybe one was a bit daft. I can't remember the second one. Certainly Adges. I can't remember who else got booked, but
Milan.
That's right, yeah. What do we think of that then? What did we think of that 4-0 victory? Jay, what do you think?
This is all right for a night's work, weren't it? It's quite sort of pleasant evening for once. Again, normally Coventry evening games midweek is not a good combination. Not a good mix. I was confident we'll get the win today, or a result at least. But I said it's going to be tight. I thought it would be a 1-0, a 2-1. Millwall, very, very good team. Very, very good team, especially at the Den as well. Tough place to go. I thought, again, like a bit like Saturday, I thought it was fairly comfortable-ish. Again, obviously, Millwall did have 15, 20 minutes before we scored that second goal. I thought they had the upper hand. But, yeah, I thought it was fairly comfortable, apart from that sort of 15 minutes or so at the beginning of the second half.
Yeah. What about you, Ben? What's your thoughts? Summarised.
Well, I think it's pretty clear to see this isn't the Coventry City we're used to, is it? This is a different animal of team and professionalism. The way they get the first goal and they don't just sit on it and time waste. We go for the second, and we, no matter whether if we're 1-0 up or 4-0 up, we play the same way and we keep going for the second goal. Credit to the lads. I mean, I said it the other day. I could see us steamrolling them after that second half in the cup where the big lads came on and we just looked a different animal to them. And I tell you what, no one's going to go there and do what we did to them tonight this season, especially under Alex Neil. Yeah,
they had a few injuries, didn't they? I think a few out of the squad. I don't know how many, but
yeah,
I think they had a few missing. But yeah, what a start. I'm just trying to think about it myself, really. But like you've said, I think we were talking just before we came on, Jay, about they had a good couple of chances in the first half. I think one was a cross that just went over a chap's head. I think might have been Kundle or someone like that. The ball went over. I think there was a bit of jiggery-pokery in the box and the ball fell to one of their players and put it wide. That was close. And then the first 15, 20 minutes of the second half, I thought we were right under the cosh.
Yes.
How we kept a clean sheet, or they didn't score, I say, is probably the best way to put it. But we were saying as soon as that second goal went in, that just seemed to knock the stuffing out of them. Thought they slowed down quite a lot then, and then it was, like you said, go on to the third, go on to the fourth.
Yeah, again, when we got the second one, they were obviously trying to get back into the game, but they left massive gaping holes at the back, which obviously we took advantage of. Even the first half, we were good on the counter, I felt. It was a bit of a non-Coventry performance in what we were playing this season, whereas, again, even Saturday was very different. We were playing a bit more sort of direct. This was, we were sitting back a little bit more, I felt, and trying to hit them on the counter-attack, which is good to see. I like that. We weren't trying to dictate play and sort of keep the ball as much as we normally do. I think Millwall had more possession in the first half than we did. But that's fine. Away from home, sit back a little bit, and then we took advantage of their spaces. I thought BTA was really, really good in the attack today. Sakamoto in patches was good. I thought, again, in the sort of chat, I thought Hadji was a little bit sloppy on the ball today. A few bad touches, a few bad passes. But then he goes and bangs 2 goals in, and that second goal was absolutely brilliant. So that was great. Obviously, the only sort of downside is Victor Torp coming off. Looks like with an injury. He looked like he walked off, but when he's coming off, he looked like he was shaking his head. Yeah. But again, even the substitutes I thought were good as well. Sort of trying to keep him fresh for Saturday. Yeah,
I thought Jamie Allen looked a little bit off it, as you'd probably expect when he first came onto the pitch. I thought it took him 5, 10, 15 minutes to get into the game, but he did all right. Yeah, I thought first goal, a great flick on by Hadji. BTA pressing. Me and Ben talk about him all the time as being, I think he's the best presser in the side by a long way, but that fella didn't know where he was and took the ball off him. And I wondered where he was going when he went round the keeper, but superb, cracking pace and a great ball across for Hadji to tap in. But what about the second, third goal, fourth goals for you, Ben? Anybody stand out? Anything?
just before I go into that, I was just looking at. I was watching Birmingham last night, and they didn't have no plan B. But with us, it seems like at the moment we've got a plan X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
And I mean, we had 37% possession today, and we created a 3.66 xG. Now, I'm not a big xG sort of lover, but I mean, we must have the highest xG in the league by a long way now at this point, because it just shows the different sides to our game we've got this season, and that's why I think we're going to go all the way this season.
22
it's got into a bit of a blur, to be honest, all the game tonight and all the goals, because it was just like a bit surreal. I mean, like last season, at 1-0 down, you just knew, you'd have known what were coming, and you'd have known we would have conceded at some point, and it'd just be like an uphill battle. But this season, they're just different. They really are.
Yeah.
I think again, Ben, spot on. We last 2 seasons, we scored tons of goals. We scored plenty of goals. We created plenty of chances. Our Achilles heel is our defence. But since Wolverton's come in, obviously got his debut today. That Kitchen and Thomas, I thought, were really, really good today as well. Especially Bobby Thomas was blocking a lot of things. Again, he's never going to be sort of the best sort of passer of the ball. We're sort of aware of that. But he was defending really, really well. Obviously, a few little sloppy headers here and there, but no one's sort of perfect. If they were, they'd be playing at a higher sort of level than what they're doing now. But I thought defensively, they had a few half chances and stuff. They did open us up a few times, but our fullbacks recovered well. There were players blocking stuff. Obviously, until probably the last 10 minutes, and then when they got past our defence, but Rushworth. He looks really, really solid and steady now. Like I was a big admirer before we got Darwin. I really wanted Rushworth to come in after that Swansea season, and then obviously he came in. And the first couple of games, he's a bit, he looked sort of a bit shaky. But look, he's a young lad, new team, all that sort of stuff. But that's starting to look settled now as well, which is fantastic. Milan, I think he's got 5-6 assists now, phenomenal. He's gone up another level. Jay De Silva gone up another level. The two centre backs seem to have gone up another level. Wolfenden, who we were all sort of banging about, he's going to change the defence, can't get a sniff in the team. The midfield's gone up another level. The attack's gone up another level. What more can you say?
Yeah. They seem like they've all got a sort of like a sense of cockiness and like an aura of confidence more than cockiness about them this season, and they know how good they are, and it looks like they're playing with less fear.
Yeah, and you need that if you want to go up. You need, again, not to say that we're as good as Leeds or Burnley or even Sheffield United. Last season they had a little cockiness, a little arrogance. They expected to win every game. They expected to batter people. They looked down on other teams and stuff. I don't want to sort of look down on teams and stuff like that, but you need to have that sort of confidence, belief in yourself that you're going to go and win every single game. And I personally think I've got, looking at our fixtures, obviously we've got Sheffield on Saturday, and then we've got a good run of games after that as well. I can't see. Obviously, we will drop points, I'm sure, but I can't see which teams we will drop points against. Even going into December, you've got Ipswich and stuff not flying at the moment. We couldn't nick results from there, so I'm super confident in this team. I said the only thing that sort of is a little bit of a downside for me is the thinness of the squad, and it's just that centre midfield unit for me is looking a bit thin. Rodoni's obviously out. Torp maybe out as well, which would be a worry. International break can't come soon enough for us. Which is good.
They said anything about Rudy coming back, timescales? I haven't heard anything or read anything. Have you guys heard anything about Rudy?
He said in a few weeks. Even if I think it's like he didn't even bring Efron on tonight because
didn't need to.
He isn't one to risk players. He'll just let them rest.
Yeah.
The job's done. And I think that even if Rudy was available to come back into the squad on Saturday, he wouldn't bring him in.
He said a couple of weeks. He said a few weeks. I presume would be after the international break at best.
Yeah. Was he shot his calf?
Yeah, he felt his calf.
Calf, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently training, he felt his shoulder that week, but then a day or two before he did something to his calf. I don't know what he's done to his calf. Obviously, that's close to the chest. But yeah, I think that after Saturday is going to be the test for us after this international break. That's because it's not too bad having one game a week. This is the first time we played 2 games in a week.
It's
not too bad with the size squad we've got, but after that international break, the games are coming quick and fast. So yeah,
he's got to use the squad, hasn't he, Jay? That's what he's got to do.
Yeah, and if we're in and around the mix, come around January, Doug needs to get a checkbook out and not leave it to the last minute, the sort of 29th or 30th of January. He needs to get a checkbook out and start signing people in the first, second.
I agree massively with that. I think if we're in a good position come January, it's just basically an investment to get it over the line, because the geezer's going to make a load of money anyway if we go up. So he needs to look at it like that, and he will. I'm sure he will do. I mean, like you said the other day, Jay, he was actively trying to push deals over the line in the end of the summer, but it just didn't quite happen. So I'm hoping they've got stuff lined up, ready to go already.
Yeah, you need to tell when he did there was a awards dinner or something that he went to, and you could tell that he was a bit sort of annoyed, or he wasn't best pleased with the business that they've done. So I think he'll have to get full time. And we don't need a lot, maybe 2 players, 3 players tops. That's about it really. And again, it's true what he said in that interview when he did about at the Q&A after the stadium, but having a smaller squad does have its benefits. At the end of the day, having a big 25-man squad is fantastic, but then you've got to sort of you probably have players throwing the toys out the pram and all this sort of stuff. Where a smaller unit, they know their roles a lot better. It's a much tighter unit, more friendships, all that sort of stuff, better connections and things like that. So I think it's got its pros and cons, but obviously at the moment I just think that centre midfield unit is looking very thin. We may need to go in with a midfield 3 of Allen, Eccles, and Grimes, which is scary thought to go into a few games.
Yeah, could do with a bit more beef in there, couldn't we? I think, like you said, Ben, I'm hoping they're already on the case and they're already talking to people and tapping people up, or whatever the right phrase is to do there. I was quite impressed with the Millwall left winger tonight, Emaku, I think his name was. Looked quite useful, looked quite quick. I thought overall, cracking cross from Milan for the second goal. Superb, bit like the away goal at Derby almost. With him and EMC, superb that was. KKH coming on, scoring. I've liked him from day one. I think he's a great footballer himself. He's very, very athletic, very quick. And the 4th goal, that was the 4th goal, wasn't it? Sims was the 3rd goal with the nodding on the line right at the end. So again, won a couple of headers in the box. I'm not sure who nodded it across. Might have been Bobby. Hit the bar. Nodded that one in. I thought Rushworth very solid again. Made some good saves. One down to his left. And I was saying to Ben, even when he stood up and didn't know where the ball was, one of our players was there rescuing it. So I thought it was a very, very good team performance. I guess the good thing is, for me personally, I think there's still some improvement areas as well, so we can still get better. That's probably might be a good thing for us, but a worrying thing for anybody else that's watching us. And what we've done, we've scored 22 goals so far this season, which I don't think anybody's got anywhere near that after about 8 games, I don't think. But no. That's brilliant. And I was just looking at the fixtures there as you were chatting, Jay. We've got obviously Sheffield Wednesday away Saturday. Then after the international break, we're at home to Blackburn, away at Portsmouth, home to Watford, away at Wrexham. So there's 5 games that, could be some interesting results in there. I don't think, a bit like you, any of them scare me. I guess Wrexham away might be one of those games where it's quite a tight-knit crowd, that everyone's close to the pitch, quite noisy, but I think we've got plenty to deal with each of those teams from what I've seen so far. What about you guys?
Just having a quick look of what you said. You've scored 22 goals. The next best is Bristol City on 14 goals. Yeah. So there's a big difference there. And again, goals conceded, we've conceded 7. A lot of teams, apart from Middlesbrough, we've conceded 5, and Stoke conceded 5. Everyone in and around there, 7, 8. So we're sort of roughly on par. But then obviously the last 3 games, 3 clean sheets. Which is,
I was just about to say that. Yeah, Leicester, whoever it was Saturday, can't remember now. I'm that excited. Millwall.
Even before we started keeping clean sheets, the actual XG was conceding was very low.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like it's everyone says the championship swings and roundabouts, but it's actually proved that way this time, because it's sort of averaging out now. I mean, I thought the referee was poor tonight, but he was consistently poor for both teams as well.
Yeah, he was.
So as long as they're consistent, I'm all right with that.
Well, yeah, you guys consistently bad or consistently good, but if you do the same for both sides, then you can't really complain about it, I guess. But sorry, Jay, you were going to say something then?
Don't know. Too giddy. I'm too giddy with excitement.
I still can't remember who we beat Saturday. I'm that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, basically all the goals we've only conceded one goal from open play, which is the Norwich goal. Again, most of them are set plays or long throws, things like that. So it's just tightening those sort of areas up, which hopefully, touch wood, we've done. And yeah, we haven't conceded that many opportunities or one goal against Norwich, the only one that we sort of been outplayed really, or the positionally bad in the game. So that's very, very encouraging. And you've got Luke Wolfenden, he's not a bad player, sitting on the bench, having itchy feet, wanting to get his minutes on, and he's struggling at the moment just because the defence is playing so well.
I'm glad he came on tonight. Quite good to see him. Did he come on at 2-0? Was it 2-0 when he came on? I think it was, wasn't it? 2-0.
Yeah, they went to the 5, didn't we? That we sort of mentioned on Sunday
I mean,
night.
I must admit, I was saying to Jay earlier, when we were 1-0 down second half, and he got to about 60 minutes, I was sitting there thinking, bring another centre half on. We're right under the cost, but obviously we got to 2-0 and then he did it. But yeah, I must admit I was a bit worried. But yeah, it didn't look too bad at all with 5 at the back at the end.
I mean, it's Saturday's the big test, isn't it? Because last season, this sort of game was a typical banana skin for us. So if we can come through Saturday with a good win, and even if we can get an emphatic one like tonight, then we're sending a serious message out. And I mean, we talked about January window, but it's much easier for intact players to come to this project now because we're playing really good football.
Yeah. Bannon was injured. I think he went off against Birmingham. I don't know if it's precautionary or whether he
was injured.
Is he likely to play?
I don't know. I don't know the severity of it, but he was definitely limping off. Yeah.
Do you recall last season when he was injured and miraculously played the game against us? Also, let's not read too much into that. Let's have a quick look. He came off. Well, he came off 86 minutes, so he played nearly a full match. But I think Barry Bannon, you stop Barry Bannon playing, and you stop
Sheffield Wednesday playing, don't you?
Yeah, I fancy Grimes against Bannon all day long, to be honest. So
Grimes is much better. I think it's probably a bit of a blessing in disguise. You've got Josh Eccles in that sort of further advanced role, and he can sort of just sit on top of Bannon and sort of try and cut out his general play, which is sort of a good thing. The rest of the teams are quite young. Sheffield Wednesday. I've been quietly impressed with them though. They've got a sort of us against the world kind of attitude, which is understandable. But obviously, not getting paid again. Apparently, they may go. The players said they played yesterday, but they may not train for the rest of the week and stuff. So obviously, the fans may be doing a sort of pitch invasion, I think, on Saturday as well. So it's a lot of sort of noise around the club. That's not football related, but not sort of actually football related as well. So may play into our hands a little bit. But yeah, the team actually playing quite decent football. By the sounds of it, Birmingham, obviously, Ben, you watched it, Birmingham apparently were all over them, but just couldn't finish the dinner, basically.
They wasn't really all over him, Jay. They had a lot of the ball, but they was doing what they've been doing all season and just sort of passing sideways and backwards and not really creating anything. I mean, Sheffield Wednesday looked more dangerous when they went forward. They could cause us problems. But if we just roll up with the attitude we've been having and win our individual battles, impose ourselves on them, and we'll get the job done, because at the end of the day, they are very young and we have a lot. Even though we've got a squad age, we've got players that have played a lot of games at this level now. Like Bobby Thomas, how many games? He's only 23. He must have played. He's played a lot of Championship football. Same with Kitch. I mean, Jay De Silva. We've got a young sort of average age, but they've played a lot of games.
And played a lot of games together as well. A lot of 2 years. So you probably about 80 odd games together and stuff. So it's a large chunk of games that they've played together. So that's obviously always a winning thing. So yeah, Bobby's played 50, over 100 games for us now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bobby
3 odd seasons, isn't it? Something like that. But yeah, I think the key word you mentioned there, Ben, was the attitude on Saturday. And if you rock up to anywhere in this league and think you've won the game before, and you're in for a big surprise, I think, no matter who you're playing.
Can't see him doing that, Scott. This team.
Oh, Frank.
No, I can't. No, not at all. That's what I'm saying. If you go to a side in here and you think you've won the game, then you are in for a big shock. But if they get that right, I don't think they'll have any problems the way they're playing. And I don't think Frank will even let them get anywhere near thinking we've achieved what we're trying to achieve after 8 games. But yeah, it's a key thing. And if, like you say, if we play and we turn up and do what we're doing, then I can't see us getting beaten. Put it that way. But you know, on a good day, we could be scoring goals if we can play the way we're playing.
My fear is the game getting called off.
Yeah, after 10 minutes, I think they've got a planned protest, haven't they? A peaceful protest on the pitch. But I've read they've been warned against it. But, you know, I don't know how many policemen it might take to stop 5, 10, 15,000 people just getting up and walking on the pitch. I don't know what the numbers involved are. But, you know, I just hope that nobody tries to make a name of themselves and gives one of our players a clout around the ear roll or something like that to, you know, hopefully they'll get the players off if it's going to happen. I would like to think.
Yeah, remember Man U and Liverpool? They did that a couple of seasons. Well, Man U fans did it against Liverpool a couple of seasons ago. What happened off the back of that? Does anyone recall? Was that replayed, or were Liverpool given the points?
I can't even recall that, Jay. To be honest,
Got a report. Yeah. Man U fans sort of had a bit of a protest and stopped the game basically. I think maybe before the game though, rather than sort of 10 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think they replayed it or lost the points. I can't remember what happened.
Was it not that they refused to leave the stand after the game? I remember something like that happening.
The game didn't go ahead, I'm sure. But anyway,
okay.
Non-correlated.
Yeah, I think they replayed it anyway, Jay. I think, to cut a long story short, but I don't think anybody lost points or anything like that over it. But
match, man of the match for you guys. Who would you? You've been a tricky one. Yeah, like Ben, who would you go man of the match?
I'd go BTA today.
I was about to say the same.
I would say the same myself as well.
Thomas was very good as well.
Yeah, I thought Milan was good as well. He's got 2 assists as well. But I think BTA is sort of a bit of a forgotten man. But I think he's starting to get his flowers these days a little bit. So it's good to see he's getting a bit of recognition because I kept saying at the beginning of the season, he kept putting Instagram posts up of him working hard all summer, training, even while all the guys were in America and having a good time and stuff. He was there working hard. So you can tell he's putting the work in, and it's nice to see that sort of dividends a little bit. Again, as Scott sort of mentioned earlier, when he was through on goal, I was a bit sort of nervy just by reflexes. BTA through on goal, what's he going to do? But the pass, again, I presume it's a pass, but it's a brilliant pass. It
was a cracking ball, yeah.
The defender on the line, the defender behind Hadji, and he got it absolutely perfect, squared it, and easiest of goals for Hadji today.
It was good to see Hadji appreciating that as well, weren't it? He gave him all the credit. He didn't even celebrate the goal, really. He just pointed at Asante, and I like to see that. I mean, Hadji, I agree with what you said before. I don't think Hadji had the best game, but he did a lot of ugly stuff, and that header was phenomenal, wasn't it? It was like, bah!
Brilliant. Yeah,
love to see that.
Brilliant.
But the cross was the goal in general. The cross was phenomenal, and that head again when the cross came in, I was like, but then absolutely brilliant header. And then when Sims came on, I sort of put in the group chat, Sims will get a goal, bit sort of tongue in cheek, but he got his goal, brilliant, and he sort of semi-celebrated as well. There's one frustration I got with Sims. He doesn't look like he enjoys scoring goals, and this one he looked like he weighted his shoulders a little bit. He sort of ran off, and he looked like he enjoyed that one. And then obviously the celebration from a KKH as well. Scott, hopefully we can see you doing that in the coming days.
Yeah, definitely.
He's injured now for 2 weeks.
I'd rather not be head, not my feet. But I like that lad. I've got a bit of a man crush on KKH, I must admit. But I thought the Milan cross was brilliant. I thought we were quite direct from the back as well, like you mentioned earlier. I mean, Rushworth, I think he threw one ball out, rest of them were at his feet, and he played some decent balls. Nothing short, nothing knocking around the back. We have that. We've mentioned it before: the tempo, the energy, getting the ball forward. And like we've said, we score one, we'll go and score two. When we didn't even when we bought Wolfie on, we didn't even try and shut up shop. Really, we just kept going and kept going and kept going, even though we shored the back up a little bit more. But I thought it was great, really, overall. Like you said. Not everyone had a few bits and bobs here they can improve upon, but you can't knock Hadji for scoring 2 goals. You can't knock BTA. He's just a bundle of energy, that lad. And I think, as you said there, Frank said he was the fittest player by far that came back after the summer. So all that effort he put in is now showing on the pitch. And I think some people might be thinking actually he's not. The end product. It doesn't have to be for him. If the end product is squaring to somebody to tap it in from 2 yards out, I'll take that all the time. Yeah, I thought he was great. Very good.
Do you think that, for me, what I'm seeing with Milan is that he looks a bit pissed off that he didn't quite get his move, and I feel like that's giving him a bit of an edge and sort of like a bit of extra drive to say, right, I'm here to play football, I'm here to do my job, and he's giving him that bit of fearlessness to drive at players, which he wasn't doing. I mean, in the first half, he cut inside on his man and drove into the box, and I thought, there was one point last season when he didn't dare go past a man. Do you remember? I was thinking, why don't you go past men?
Yeah.
But I feel like I think if he was pushing for a move and he didn't quite get it, and that's just giving him that extra bit of motivation to sort of kick on this season.
Yeah, that might have been the first 5-10 minutes when he ran over to the right. He got over there like an absolute bullet out of a gun, kept the ball in, and then did the old body switch and turned the man. I was thinking, blimey, I thought he was very good going forward tonight. Very good. Like you say, taking his man on. He can get better at defending for me if I'm going to be slightly critical, because too many left wingers are able to get a crossing too often, in my own opinion.
It's not easy though, is it, Scott? The players are so fast, aren't they?
Well, that Imaku, whatever his name was, he was lightning tonight. He was very, very quick, to be fair to him. But, not a massive negative. It's just a room of improvement, really, if we can do it and just stop those crosses coming in. But, yeah, I couldn't complain at all tonight, to be honest, overall. Like you said, 37% possession and we win 4-0. It's just, I don't know how we did it. And we could have won more. It could have been about 8-4 on a decent day, I suppose.
Against what Ben said earlier about having a plan B, that was the game plan. Like, we knew it's a cold, wet Wednesday in Millwall. The Den's a ferocious place to go. It's small, it's tight. We don't typically, under Mark Robbins, we never did well on these evening, midweek games at all. But it's sort of like we set up to play a certain way to win that particular game, which is fantastic. Birmingham was slightly different the way we played there as well. Then obviously the game before against Leicester, slightly different, a bit more sort of compact a little bit. And then the game before that against Norwich was completely different again. We just played them off the park. So in the last 4 games, I feel like we played 4 different types of ways. So sort of, as Ben said, got plan A, plan B, plan C, D, etc. So I think, the momentum of the club is absolutely fantastic at the moment.
Great to see. It's great to see.
It's brilliant. It's that little phrase, isn't it? Trust the process. What they are doing is, well, we're seeing 3 points coming out of this most weeks. So why wouldn't you trust it? Who've you got in charge? One of the best players the country's seen in a long, long time in the middle of the park. So, absolutely unbelievable. I can't quite believe it again myself. So,
I'm sort of getting used to it a little bit now, and the doubt that was once there is sort of creeping away, and it's getting like more entitled, but not in a snobby way. Just more that I expect us to be up there now in that top 2, because this team is good enough. So it really is good enough. But I think, like you both say, we do need a couple more bodies in January. I think that's really important.
Yeah. That's probably when I'll start talking like you, Ben, in January. If we can stay where we are ish until then, and get through there and get a couple of more additions, 2 or 3 additions, whatever it is, then I'll feel a lot more. Not that I'm not comfortable at the minute, but I'll be a lot more. I don't know what the right word is, really, but more lively about it, I guess. But I'm probably
it's the mentality, Scott. What I'm seeing from them, and the way they go into games, and I mentioned before the way the 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, or 4-0, they play the same way. They have the same attitude. They don't just give the ball away. Oh, we're 3-0 up, right? We'll just give the ball away. They just keep going. Yeah, and do you know what that does to you as an opposition? It kills your soul. You think we're not getting near these.
Yeah,
you look at sorry, Jay. Go on.
You look at Birmingham the Saturday.
Yeah,
down to 10 men, 1-0 up, got a quick second goal. That second half was just constantly barraging in their half, just pin them back in their own half. Yeah. And you look at Jay Stanfield, goes down with an injury, goes off, starts the game yesterday. I think he basically got, again, as you said, Ben, I think he basically just got so vexed about getting absolutely having to track back and getting rinsed. He's like, I've had enough of this. I'm coming off. And miraculously, a few days later, he's starting and banging in a goal for Blues in their thrilling 2-2 draw against mighty Sheffield Wednesday, which they celebrated. So
careful.
It's been like that 10 or 11 game run last year. We didn't play great in every single one of them, but we just went till the end. we were just resilient. And you never know. Even I never knew. The people walking out and I'm going, you might be missing a goal here, mate, 90th minute. And sometimes they were, because the game wasn't over and we just kept going. And we've done it again so far this season. And it's just great that even tonight, I think JDS got caught on the right-hand side. Somebody turned him inside out, and straight away Kitchen's there putting the block in. You know, they're slapping each other's hands and doing that kind of stuff. Whereas maybe last season Kitchen might have been 5 yards or 10 yards further away and not been quite there. But you know, I've noticed a bit more, you know, camaraderie and a bit more togetherness really this season in the way they're supporting each other, which is great. Again, great to see.
Yeah, you can declare a pay rise.
Yeah,
sorry.
Declare. Yeah, as Ben mentioned earlier, when Hadji scored the first goal, pointing to BTA, when Torp scored his goal against Birmingham, they're trying to give all the accolade to Sims, and then you see when Sims scored his goal, how we're 3-0 up at this point. Milan's going crazy. You saw the view from the back. Milan was going crazy.
Yeah.
Like there seems to be this proper unity. Russia makes, again, you're 3-0 up, 4-0 up. Russia makes a save. In reality, it doesn't really matter. Obviously, we're all on the clean sheet, but Bobby Thomas is high-fiving and so and so. Yeah, and there just seems to be a proper, solid little unit. Again, that's maybe a benefit of having a smaller squad, I guess, as well. One thing, I don't know if you guys heard in the commentary about Rob Gurney mentioning that Coventry's trying to tie Hadji right down to a new contract. The first time I heard about it. If you guys heard about anything about this at all?
No, I mean, if you're going to start chucking out contracts to Radoni, there's a few lads there that deserve it, in my opinion.
Yeah. I
think Hadji definitely deserves it. His contract's, he's got the, I think it runs out next season, but he's got the +1 I've heard. So technically,
he signed a 5-year deal, didn't he, Hadji?
Yeah, I think it's 4 years +1. So one in Coventry's favour, we can trigger that as well. But yeah, tying him down again, having the stadium as well, that's going to hopefully improve the budget that we're allowed to spend on wages as well. So hopefully he will get a nice little pay bump and a little bit of an extension as well. Tie him down Radoni, get a few more tied down, and then ship off a bit of Deadwood as well, maybe this summer, which would be good. But that's a conversation to have further down the line when we're in the Premier League.
And the other good news is seeing Dovin on the grass as well.
Yeah,
that's good news.
Brilliant.
Yeah, very good.
With David, again, personally, I think even if Rushworth wasn't having the best of seasons, I personally wouldn't want to rush David back. You see what happened. Jody Jones kept coming back, kept doing his knee, obviously his other knee, then his first knee again. Don't want to sort of rush him back. As a goalkeeper, I feel you need that sort of that extra bounce in your knees, in your legs. So make sure that he's 110% when he comes back. And if that's the case of playing Rushworth for the rest of the season and putting David in the 21s, or maybe loan him out in January if he's ready in January, then maybe that's the way to go, rather than sort of
There's no chance we loan him out, because if Rushwood got injured, then we're only stuck with he'll be going nowhere. Especially if we're still in the similar position to we are now. Every man with quality is going to count.
Maybe play 21s football for the rest of the season. Maybe just
get a few games in.
I mean, the way we're playing, perhaps they might even refuse to go on loan. I want to stay here. I want to be part of this.
Yeah, they all look really together, the lads, don't they? Yeah, they all look really together.
He might get a game in centre midfield soon. You never know.
He might do. You never know.
True.
Oh dear. Any more for any more? 33 and a half minutes gone. Any more for any more? What do we think?
No, I'm happy with that, lads. I think that was absolutely brilliant, and long may it continue.
Long may it continue. On to Saturday, on to Sheffield Wednesday. Let's see what happens.
Score predictions?
Oh, now you're asking. I'm going to go 3-1 Cov.
5-0.
I basically said 1-0 for today's game and 3-0 for Saturday's game. So I'm sticking 3-0. Again, I'm confident that we're going to keep another clean sheet. 4 clean sheets in a row, unbeaten going into the international break. And potentially, Borough have got Portsmouth away, I think. If they draw or lose and we win, could be getting to the international break top of the table, which would be quite a nice sight to see.
We could.
Yeah, I don't mean to be deluded or disrespectful saying that, but I just honestly think that's what I genuinely think.
You think we'll go there and beat them 5-0?
I think they'll be ground down and the kids will get their hearts broken, and that's what I think.
One thing I think we look a hell of a lot fitter as well. Hence why these 2 late goals came today, because the gaps were opened up massively again, and it wasn't like they were trying to go and get the game back. They were basically just playing passive sort of football effectively towards the end, and I think we were just a hell of a lot fitter than them today. And
do you think it wasn't really a 4-0 game, was it?
Nah, not at all. Not at all. It's a bit the score was quite flat. I thought Millwall a very good team, and they played well. Gave us a bit of a challenge, probably the best challenge out of anyone recently, I'd say.
We
was clinical, weren't we? And that's the difference at this level. You take your chances, you do well. That's it.
Exactly. I think if they scored early second half, I think it'd have been a very different game. Very different game.
100%. And one thing I'm very keen to see is other teams' reactions to this result. Obviously, they're just going to see the score line and maybe look at the stats about how clinical and stuff we were. 4-0 win today, 3-0 against Birmingham, good result against Leicester, good result against Norwich. We absolutely battered them. Obviously, QPR not so long ago. It'll be quite interesting to see if fans are starting to get worried about a lot of Coventry City. Because I was quite keen in the summer to make a couple of statement signings to sort of show we mean business. But I think the talk has been done on the pitch really. So it'd be very interesting to see what to say about Coventry now. Because I think if after Birmingham, a few eyes are sort of starting to look at us as potentially being in that sort of top two.
Yeah. It's a big thing, the fear factor. It is, and it gets in other teams' heads, and they sort of give you respect sometimes when you don't really deserve it at times, and it can be very fruitful for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd imagine like we've done, scored 22 goals. There'd be a few teams out there looking at us thinking, I might have to think a bit more about playing this crowd now because they look decent. And I've seen a few things on various social media platforms of other teams saying we are looking like a very, very good side. So
finally,
I'll take that. Definitely, great stuff.
It looks like Doug King's call last November. Looks like it was a good call in the end.
Yeah.
So far, so good, I'd say.
So far, so good. Up and onwards.
Yes. Brilliant, lads.
On to Saturday. Company. Cheers. See you soon.